Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Volvo Cars. Huge savings on remaining 2025 models with discounts up to $13,000. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer to 3,000 subscribers. Get us over that 3,000 mark. It's another milestone. Then we'll hit 4,000. Give the video a like and leave your comments in the comment section. Of course, you can follow us on our social media channels and call the show at 515-517-2303. Good morning, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy? How's Hump Day? How's Tuesday?
Hump Day's fine. I'm a little under the weather, but you know I've got my 6 o'clock energy. I can bring it for 2 hours and I'll be ready to go. Do you think you're like jet lagged? Do you think you're just run down because of the travel? I think it's a combination of. I mean, what is a fuselage of an airplane? It's a germ pit, right? So you have no idea what's being spread around when you're inside a plane. You have the jet lag because I was 7 hours behind last week, but then just basic stuff. You know, I'm stuffed up. I've got a headache. I've got a chest cold, but I'll manage through. I'll power through.
You're tough. You're a gamer. You're a gamer.
I'm tough. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to call in sick to work. I'm going to go get everybody else at work sick. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go spread germs and get everybody else sick.
I saw that one of those things the other day was like, what are things that have changed since COVID? What are things that changed since COVID and never came back? And somebody said that idea that you go to work sick. Nobody goes to work sick anymore.
I do.
Oh.
Remember during COVID, they said we'd never shake hands again. They'd be like, oh, you're never going to shake. I shake hands and hug more than I probably did before COVID. I'm like, bring it in, buddy. Bring it in. Give me some loving. You're never going to shake hands again.
Good news is in this world, everybody gets a chance to be wrong.
That's true. Though when I'm in the airport and I still see people wearing masks, I just want to go rip it off their face.
But they might have something wrong. Like whenever I see that now, I figure they're, you know what I mean? They are dealing with something and they're like you right now, you're not feeling well. So
true.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. It's not like you're going to hurt somebody by throwing a mask on, and you might protect yourself from getting more germs. I don't know. You know what? I'm not a scientist.
A doctor. And a doctor. You're not
right.
a doctor.
None of those things. None of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
No. Luckily I'm healthy. Knock on wood, for whatever reason we do that.
You are a specimen of health. When I think that's what you are. You're a specimen of health.
I'm a spectacle. No? That's what you mean. I'm something to behold, but it's not always good. I did get excited this morning as the opening was playing, because right as it said, right as Danny McBride goes, "It's beautiful," I was opening up the schedule for today's basketball lineup on ESPN.com, and that is a spectacle. That is something to behold. It's I caught this bug last week, Trav, while you were gone. I don't know what it was about last. If it was, I know what it was. It was the Valley. It was Arch Madness. All of a sudden, I woke up that morning. I'm like, we have basketball. That felt like tournament basketball last week. So today, I'm excited for today. 11 o'clock tip off. The only crappy thing is, am I right? 11 o'clock for the Hawks, 11:30 for the Cyclones.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Right.
And we'll get into those a little bit later. I was going to ask you, can we start with a rabbit hole? And
you do it, of course, buddy.
Well, because I
man
thought of this.
My heart.
I thought about this as we went to the Open. It just popped into my head. I was in Kearney, Nebraska yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
And yeah,
that's where you're sick.
Yeah, could be. No, I had a good time in Kearney yesterday, but I totally forgot it's that time of year in Kearney, Ross. It's that time of year.
It's
You know what
that.
time
It is. It is that time of year. Yeah, it's early March. Yeah.
early March, which, being the outdoors guy that you are, I'm kind of disappointed that you don't know what time of year this is.
Wait,
in
you've
Kearney,
told me
Nebraska.
about this. You've told me about what happens there. What is it? Some
It
sort of
is the
migration?
migration of the sandhill crane birds. And I totally forgot. And I was driving and I'm looking at a cornfield. I'm like, why is that cornfield, which isn't planted yet, all gray? And then I realized we're talking a lot of birds. And so far, it's like a record number. They've already spotted, I don't know how they count these, but an estimated 700,000 sandhill cranes have landed in the Platte River Valley. And I know. And you get bird watchers that go out there. You get it brings in $28 million of annual tourism to the Kearney area. I mean,
For birders?
for birders. Birders are they're crazy. They have like I don't want to call them duck blinds set up, but little like shelters to where you can like take photos out of and watch them so you don't disturb them. And they just sit there and eat the leftovers of the corn out of the field, and people watch these
You've
birds
told me.
take off.
I remember that rang a bell as you were like, I'm surprised you don't know this. I remember you telling me about this. Hey, by the way, real quick, did you see Tim put a thing up there? His comment says the app is playing an old show from over a year ago.
Should be playing right now.
Okay,
Should be playing.
fine.
I see. Believe it or not, I forgot to start it.
You are off your game today, aren't you?
I am off my game. I started 2 minutes and 35 seconds ago, so I'm
that's
off
right.
my game a little bit.
Tim, thanks for that. Appreciate it. No, Travis, I'm not much of a birder. It doesn't do it for me. I told you about the podcast. I remember my story about listening to the podcast on a day that Courtney and I were going for a walk up. We were going up to Boone and walking on the High Trestle Trail in that area. And on the way up there, we listened to this podcast called The Wrongest Bird Ever. Remember me telling you about this?
No, I don't.
All right. Remember the movie Charlie's Angels with Bill Murray,
yeah.
where Bill Murray was Charlie, and Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore, I think,
Yes.
right? They were the angels. So at one point in the movie, Charlie gets captured and he's in a prison, and he gets a phone call out to the angels, right? And Bill Murray's like, girls, come get me. And they're like, where are you? He's like, I don't know. I'm in a prison somewhere. Well, in the movie, a bird flies into the window and chirps. And Cameron Diaz is a birder. And she rattles it off. She goes, oh my God, that's a yellow-bellied fleckerpecker. And we got and it only lives in one place in the world. And so he's got to be on this island. And now, of course, they use it as a tool in the movie to get it. I think that's called when they use some sort of magical thing like that to solve the story. It's called there's a word for that. Deus ex machina or something like that. There's a Latin term for doing that. Anyway, birders in the world went to the movie and saw the movie and were like, whoa, several things are wrong with this. Number one, the bird that landed in the window is a normal sparrow. The noise, there is a bird that lives in only one island in the California chain, and they could have used that specific bird, but they didn't use that name either. But the most important thing was the noise that they used, the bird tweet.
The sound effect?
No birder could identify it. So there were people for years could not figure out how this slew of wrong stuff basically got thrown into the movie. And it turned out that the producers didn't give a shit.
Yeah, because
they were just making stuff up to get to the end.
Bird. Go get a bird.
Yeah.
Well,
they're like, you picked the wrong island. They're like, we don't give a shit. Like, you made the wrong noise. We don't give.
Now, in today's, AI world and the use of technology, you could put the right bird in there. But again, they're just making a movie. They go, we need a bird, we need a tweet, and we've got a script that goes around that.
And just like the Olympics can get me into curling for about 9 seconds, that podcast, I was a birder. I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a birder. And when we went on that walk, I was birding the whole time. I was listening, I was watching.
Now, I love my family. I do. I love my family. They're good people. They're not, I wouldn't actually call them birders, but man, Anjanette's got that app to where she'll hear a bird and she says, oh, it's this type of bird. And then when we go out to the farm, we all sit outside with binoculars, and I just sit there and observe going, what are we doing here? You're going to see a goldfinch. You're going to see a blue jay. You're going to see a cardinal.
Do you want to know what you're doing there?
I'm being nice.
You're birding.
I'm not. I just sit there and watch. I'm like, why are you guys doing this?
Travis, do you know what 2 things you do when you go birding? You sit there and you watch.
Thanks. Gee, thanks.
I'm just telling you, you're a family of birders. You can add that now to like the interesting things about the Justice family. There's just another layer to the onion that is the Justice clan. You guys are birders now too?
It's more on the Holstein side, but yes.
Virginia writes in the Merlin app, which I believe is by the same people that made the Merkin app.
But should have had the rim shot there.
I got one. Hold on. I got a rim shot. Shot somewhere. Anyway, go ahead.
To continue this rabbit hole. So, Ross, it's an estimated that with the Sandhill cranes, they've already estimated 700,000. That's 80% of the Sandhill population. 80%.
Okay. So hold on. 700,000 is just in the North Platte Valley.
Yeah. Yes.
So you're saying another, and that was 80% of the total population of Sandhill cranes?
Yes.
Holy cow.
So you have that, but I guess my question is this. We've heard the term creatures of habit. They have fossil evidence that these cranes have been doing this exact same thing at the same time every year for millions of years.
Incredible.
What makes a bird do? How do they know, hey, this is the Platte River Valley. This is where we're going to land for about a month and a half.
There's so much wild stuff in nature like that, Travis, that just points to that idea that we don't know nearly as much as we think we do. The migratory pattern of a monarch butterfly, and then you can track hurricane season based on when a breed of bird migrates out of Vermont. The bird knows 6 months in advance when hurricanes are going to start to go, and they can predict loosely. How about this, Trav? There is a town in, speaking of migrating animals. I just saw this story the other day about a town in Canada right on the edge of Hudson Bay, right in the southwest corner of Hudson Bay. And in the 1800s, they built this town there because it was a fur trading post, and they could get all the beaver pelts, load them up on the ships, and when the ice broke loose in Hudson Bay, they could get all these beaver pelts from Canada over to Europe and England and all that. Here's what they didn't know when they built the town right there. There was an animal that migrates through that area right onto the edge of Hudson Bay twice a year. They're polar bears. It's a polar bear migration path. So twice a year, the town has polar bears walking through it. Okay? The town has a law that's kind of unique. It's illegal to lock your car in this town.
I'm locking my car if a polar bear is walking by.
No, Travis, you seriously can't. Do you understand why you can't lock the polar bear is not going to open the car door. A human running from a polar bear needs your car to be unlocked.
Oh. See, I watch those slimy black bears and how they get into the trash down in like Tennessee, and they can. Have you ever seen those? And I just
You mean the
figure a
ones
polar bear-
from the Great Outdoors with John Candy, right?
I'm just saying, you see the ring camera videos of the black bears getting in the trash, pulling trash cans off. If they can open a trash can, they can open a car door, man. They can open a car door.
Could you
But I
imagine jumping in a car to get away from a bear and the bear opens the door and gets in with you?
I would probably want to believe that the polar bear could probably rip the door off, right?
Yeah,
If
at that
they wanted
point,
to.
I guess at that point, get out the other door.
Or start the car and drive away. That might be the best.
That might shock him.
Yeah.
Start whipping donuts. How you like them G-forces, bud? Huh?
How long is this polar bear path?
The polar bear migration path?
Yeah.
Not far. They don't go too far, do they?
I wouldn't think so.
I did see the migration pattern for the sandhill crane, which is huge.
It's massive.
Huge. That's why I'm surprised 70% of them are in the 80% are in the North Platte Valley. 700,000.
Yes. Because they're heading north now, right? I believe it happens like
I'd imagine,
mid-March through April.
Yeah.
And there's just birds everywhere. Just everywhere. I'm like, I've never seen a gray field before. I'm like, oh, they're birds.
Ken Payne would like to add, if velociraptors can open doors, so can bears. That's a good point. Good point. Ryan thinks being in a car with a bear would be worse than being in a phone booth with a squirrel. You've got a chance in a phone booth with a squirrel. I mean, you just got to get a hold of it without getting...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might get scratched up.
Yeah. I got a text the other day. A buddy of mine was like, hey, I need the number for Corey at Bats and Bugs. I'm like, yeah, no problem. What's up? And he said, we have a cat-sized rat inside of a car. Excuse me? And he sent me a photo. It did not look like a rat.
Is it a muskrat?
Trav, I don't know. I don't know enough about animals. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an animal. I'm not a veterinarian.
I wonder if
I don't
Corey
know
took
what it
care of
was.
that for him.
I will tell you that this thing was. It was. I didn't think it was a rat. I looked at it a couple times, like zoomed in on it. I'm like, it's the size of a possum. I don't know. I'm hoping they got a hold of Corey and maybe Corey went over and took care of it and has a story for us.
Damn. Jared says, wait till your family gets the bird feeders with cameras. My parents send me photos of birds all the damn time, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yet.
Oh,
Jared, you don't care yet.
They have them. You go out to the farm in Persia, and there's bird feeders everywhere. They got hummingbird feeders. They've got goldfinch feeders. They've got all sorts of feeders.
Do they have the ones that Jared was talking about, though, with the little camera?
I believe so.
Have you seen those ones?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a deer. It looks like a trail cam, but it's for a bird feeder. I can't believe we're having this conversation. Have you ever been close to a hummingbird or hummingbirds?
I get them.
They're amazing.
It's like, I didn't know wings could move so fast.
They're incredible to be close to because they vibrate. They don't even, their wings aren't even moving. They vibrate. You hear them like a bee. They can hover like a helicopter. They can sit perfectly still.
It's like a or
they
drone.
They're like a drone. They are incredible. Maybe they are. You know, there's a conspiracy out there that birds aren't real. Do you know that, Trav?
No.
Yeah. What
do you mean birds aren't real? And by the
I
way,
mean,
Williams,
birds
I would agree with
aren't.
you. Hummingbirds are the most fun to watch.
They are amazing.
Because they do something that the normal bird doesn't do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, a sparrow can't sit there and stay at a 90-degree angle and flap its wings and just stay there. You watch a hummingbird, you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And then move with precision.
It doesn't look real. When you're standing right there watching them, it doesn't seem real. Oh, man, look at Luann. Luann just doubling down. In Roatan, we went to eat at a place with hummingbird feeders on the table. A beach restaurant. That's freaking sweet.
That would be kind of annoying after a while, though, right? I mean, all of a sudden you're trying to have your tilapia and the birds just... It's like, can you go away now? Can you go away now?
You think you can shoo them?
I don't know if you can shoo a bird away. I mean, most other birds would just fly away because they don't want to be bothered.
Again, every other bird flies by. They land, they eat, they fly away. Hummingbirds are different. She said they moved the feeders once the food came. There you go. But, dude, you are in some sort of form of denial here. I'm not a birder. Anjanette might be, if she's got the Merlin app or whatever, she's a birder. Bob and Fran, they're birders because they're in their 80s and they just sit on the porch and watch birds. Yeah. Your kids?
Probably birders.
They're birders.
Gretchen and Tony, they're birders.
They're birders. Right. So let's just recap this. Okay. Everybody that I hang out with or spend free time with is a birder. But I just go out and enjoy the nature and sit and watch.
No, I go inside and I sleep on the couch. I'm like, I'm going to take a nap now.
Can you identify more than a hummingbird?
Yes. And let me tell you why. But they're very easy birds to identify.
Okay, yeah.
I can identify the hummingbird. I can identify the robin. I can identify the sparrow. I can identify the blue jay.
Yeah. You know an eagle if you see one.
I would know a bald eagle. I can identify an owl, not the specific type of owl, but if I see
an owl when you see one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can identify a cardinal.
It's red. They're easy. They're a blue jay.
So I've got 7 I can identify.
If there's a sports team named after it, I can almost certainly identify it. Eagle, cardinal, blue jay, Seahawk.
Can you identify an oriole?
Well, so in Iowa, we have the.
I know. I was just thinking of the name, and I couldn't think of it. That's why I could probably identify 8, but I just can't identify the name.
I can't think of it. But it looks like an oriole because it's black with the orange wings.
Well, I can identify a woodpecker because I got a couple of woodpeckers in my front yard.
Yeah,
they go to town on my trees, and I don't know if I can identify the woodpecker as much as I hear the woodpecker.
Yeah, I think if you lined them up, I don't know if I could pick out the woodpecker. I think I could because they got the little needle nose. I don't know the difference between a parrot and a parakeet.
Yeah, well, I do. I know what a parakeet looks like. The parrots, there's a bunch of variety of parrots. I guess I could identify a crow because they're just dirty birds. Now, a hawk is fairly easy, but I don't know what type of hawk. So I'm up to like 10 birds now. Does that make me a birder?
I think you did more than 10, actually. I was waiting for you to come to your own conclusion on it. Juicy Boy says can you identify a turkey? Better question, is a turkey... Oh, yeah, turkey's a bird.
Is a chicken a bird?
That's a good question, too, because I know a chicken if I see one.
So I
Goldfinch is the state bird.
Yes.
But I'll be honest. I don't know if I can identify. I don't know if I would see a bird and go, oh, goldfinch.
If you got close enough, you'd see the yellow belly and you'd go, that's a goldfinch. So I can identify a goldfinch. Damn, I'm up to like 12, 13 birds.
Dude, I have been waiting for you to come to your own conclusion on this. I can identify a bird if it's flying. Those are birds.
I remember I was walking the High Trestle Trail Bridge one time up there by Madrid, right?
Yeah.
And I saw an owl. Owls are they're the most majestic bird, I think. Bald eagle's right up there, but if you see an owl and that big old round face is looking at you, you're like, damn, that's a good-looking bird.
And they fly silent, right? Did you know this, Trav?
They're stealth?
They fly completely silent, and science doesn't know how or why. They think it's because of these tiny little hairs on the end of each feather. They think that, but yeah, they fly completely silently. They're mean too. You know that, right? They're mean.
Mean birds. Don't mess with an owl.
Yeah, they torture their prey. They take it and they're mean. I mean, got bad news. All birds are, even the ones that mimic you, are just mocking you.
Now the robin is the one that looks like the oriole, right?
No, it's called, I thought it was called I think it's called a red-winged blackbird. That's what I believe we see here in Iowa. My buddy Dan was mad at me yesterday for a couple things. He's like, first of all, worst take ever that we should stay in daylight savings time. He thinks we should stay in other time.
No.
Thank you, Travis.
I like sun at 9 o'clock at night.
Thank you, Travis. And then he also said he can't trust a person who didn't know that the timber rattlesnakes in Madison County are poisonous. I just know I don't mess with them. That's what I know. You say snake, and I go, no, not going to mess with that. Birds? I fuck with birds.
I never thought we'd talk a half hour on birds. Started with the Sandhill crane migration. 700,000 of them sitting in the Platte River Valley right now if you want to go see them.
I did do some, while you were talking about it, I did some Google search and looked at some videos of it. It's pretty amazing.
It is.
Yeah. But I am really happy that in the first half hour, we finally got you around to the conclusion that even possibility, even if it's step one. But man, I can't wait till you embrace your birding. You unleash this passion onto birding. We're all in for a ride.
I'm 55. Give me 15 years.
This guy.
Hey, are you thinking about a vasectomy? Urology Center of Iowa offers a no-scalpel procedure that's quick, straightforward, and performed by specialists who do this every day. Visit iowauro.com to schedule an appointment. That's iowauro.com. At Urology Center of Iowa, we see you. 515-517-2303. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. it's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here at Willis Infinity, we love spring. Flowers blooming, birds chirping, and potholes. Wait, we don't love potholes. Hitting potholes can cause all sorts of alignment issues and tire damage. For the month of March, we're offering a pothole special that includes 20% off mountain balance, rotate, and alignment. Schedule your appointment online at willisinfinity.com or stop in today.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hey, the Iowa Lottery wants to make you a millionaire for life. That's all you have to do is play a millionaire for life. There's a drawing every single day. It started on February 22nd. It's been going gangbusters since. So visit your favorite Iowa Lottery retailer, become a VIP club member, and stay connected with all the updates. You can get all the details at the website iowalottery.com beginning right now. It's Millionaire for Life. Daily drawing. I'm
Already
Travis
bought one.
Justice. You bought one?
Yep. Bought a Millionaire for Life last week.
Did you get any numbers right?
No.
No.
I don't pick my own. I let the machine do it for me too. I just give them my money and dream.
Next time we have Matt on, I want to ask him about that. Of all the winners that come in, are most of them computer generated or most of them like hand selected? Because they should be able to have that data. I think they would have that data.
On who? Yeah, if you pick your own or
yeah.
The one that I've always wondered about is this. So do you remember the scandal where they caught the guy? They've had a time when a guy cheated the lottery and they caught him. It was actually Rob Sand who was one of the guys that did the investigation that found him. But one of the ways that they found him was that they had a video of the guy buying the ticket. So I've always wondered why they can't do that when, like, every once in a while they'll be like, there was $1 million ticket purchased on 42nd Street in Des Moines. And I always wondered why they can't be like, if you know this person, I guess there's probably privacy things with that. Yeah, you got to give,
So it's going to be a full day of college basketball. You mentioned earlier, you look at the ESPN schedule and you're just like, oh, am I going to get any work done today whatsoever? Like from now until after the first and second round of the NCAA tournament, are we going to get any work done? So it really started yesterday. There were games yesterday. I was watching games last night. You've got a full slate today, then all the way through the weekend. Then it picks back up with the NCAA tournament, first and second round games. So like the next 2 weeks, I would think are probably the least productive at most offices because you're going to be glued to the television or at least checking your app.
So for the NCAA tournament, it's just Thursday and Friday, though. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
You got those play-in games. Those play-in games are becoming a little more interesting to me.
No, they're not.
They are.
It's not a playing game. You're not going to sell me on that. I'm sorry. And so I Thursday and Friday, though, you're right. And I do wonder, Trav, like today, looking at the schedule, I had it up here. Let me get back to that tab. So we got, again, everybody that we're talking to right now is going to be glued to the TV at 11 or 11:30. Hawks tip off at 11 with Maryland. Iowa State at 11:30. Hawks are on Peacock. Iowa State is on ESPN against Arizona State. After that, don't you think you'll get to work? Don't you think you'll have a productive afternoon? Because really, that afternoon slate, that early afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you don't have any great games in there. SMU, Louisville, USC, Washington. None of these move the needle enough for me to move my day around. No.
I think it's about just momentum for me. Because you start right away with Iowa and Iowa State. And you're like, oh, there's another game on. I might as well just keep it on and keep watching. I'll be a little more productive, but they'll still be on. I'll be like, oh, what's that game doing? And then you can kind of flip back and forth. This is the only time of the year I like to watch like even lesser conferences. Like Siena won last night. They're just, for some reason, you're just peaked back up into the interest of it.
This is really weird. I just noticed something. Full slate of games today. I mean, full slate of basketball games today. Travis, how many ranked teams are playing here on a Wednesday in conference tournament?
How many ranked teams?
How many top 25 teams are playing today?
Oh, I'm going to go with a low number. I'm going to say 6.
That'd be a low number. I see 2.
Iowa State
plays Arizona State at 11:30. The other ranked team I see is Louisville playing SMU at 1:30. They're the only 2 top 25 teams in action today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's because those bigger conferences have those 2 buys that get to it. I ended up watching a little bit of the Wake Forest Virginia Tech game last night.
Oh, I did not, man. Last night I was in documentary mode. I was falling down a Dr. Phil rabbit hole last night.
Hold that real quick because we're getting a phone call in.
Okay.
515-517-2303. Let's go down to Texas. That's where Moose is. Moose, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Long time no talk, gentlemen.
What's up, Moose?
My job was eliminated July 1st, so I don't get a chance to drive in the morning, but I'm on my way to God's country this morning. Anyway, don't forget about this game this afternoon with the USA and Senegal with women's basketball and Miss Caitlin Clark also.
I forgot about that.
Oh, Trav, you had that on the rundown, yesterday, right?
Yesterday,
you were trying to
never got to it.
Yeah.
Where are they playing that at?
Puerto Rico.
Is that on TV?
True TV is carrying all the USA women's basketball games.
Yeah, I'll probably have to, because this will be the first time Caitlin's played in 8 months.
Yes.
Wow.
Moose, thanks for turning because I had no idea about it, and yeah, that's this afternoon.
Watch between Texas and Iowa today.
And I missed what you said there. What did you say, buddy?
He goes, that's a lot of TV to watch between Texas and Iowa.
Right. Yeah,
so
right.
I'm sorry you lost your job in Texas. Question, are you going to move back to Iowa or are you going to try to stay in Texas?
I'm interviewing with a fairly large insurance company in downtown right now, and I hope I'm on my 3rd interview right now. So hopefully that
best of luck to you, Moose.
But it could still be remote. I would not have to move back to Iowa.
Would you move back to Iowa?
He's done it. Oh, he hung up.
Oh, he hung up. Oh, he lost his line. Okay.
I'm still here. I'm like 2 dots. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
That's the whole state. But anyway, Ross asked you, would you move back? If it is remote, would you stay in Texas or would you move back to Iowa?
I would do either one.
Okay. Yeah. Good answer. Best of luck to you, Moose. Hope the drive back yields everything you're hoping for, sir. Good luck to you.
I would do either one.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll talk soon. Drive safe.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, bye.
You know, fairly large insurance company in downtown. You think they could have put him on a plane and flew him?
That narrows it down, too. It's got to be one of like 14.
The Iowa State game today is interesting to me, Ross, because they're going to play Arizona State, a team they just beat last Saturday to end the regular season. There was a report yesterday that Bobby Hurley will be fired at the end of the season. Bobby Hurley said he addressed the team yesterday, more or less acknowledged that it's true. He said, hey, listen, nobody's talked to me, but he goes, I know the guy who wrote the story. He's got a really good source. I have no reason not to believe him, which is nice. You know, for as weird as Bobby Hurley is and how animated he is, and he comes across kind of as a jerk, I like that. It's kind of a refreshing tone to say, hey, I've heard the report. I know the guy who wrote it. It's got a good source, but I haven't, because usually you get coaches, I haven't been told anything. I'm coaching this basketball team. We're focused. You know, you go, hey, I addressed it with my team. We talked about it. I mean, because players aren't
writing
stupid.
was on the
Coaches aren't
wall.
Yes.
Everybody knew, and I think that's the right thing, Travis. You've always been very good about this. You know, in that corporate world, there was always this thing of like, well, if you don't say it, it doesn't exist. And you were always very good about, no, we got to acknowledge the weird, acknowledge that thing when somebody says something weird on the radio, or just move past it. No, acknowledge it. And I like that he has done this. I agree with everything you said there. I don't like the guy. Can't find myself rooting for him. I think he seems like comes across as kind of a jerk.
Oh, 100%. I don't disagree with you at all with that. All I'm saying is most times when coaches are on the hot seat and they're asked the question, they get defiant. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, no,
yeah.
I'm coaching this team.
This is my team. We're focused on St. Bonaventure. Whatever nonsense coach speak. I'm with you. I do like, and really we should expect this. He's a very honest guy, a very emotional dude. So,
you know, I interviewed him right before the season started. I was down in
I remember
Phoenix,
this. That's right.
And he's one of these guys, and I asked him about his site. He goes, it's weird when competition starts, something switches. Because, you know, just sitting there talking to him, I'm like, you're a nice guy, you know, and your public persona, because everybody sees it, is that you're this animated, angry dude. He goes, you know, I played for my dad. I have a feeling Dad had a big influence on Bobby and Danny's life and the way they are on the sidelines. But he's like, the ball goes up and I'm in total competition mode.
And there you are. You're running for your life. Travis, I saw that with you in wheelchair basketball.
It's true, isn't it?
You put on those gloves and it was like it was over the top when you turned the hat around. You're like, here we go. You're a whole different dude all of a sudden. This different gear came out. I was like, what was that? Who's that guy? That's Bobby Hurley. The ball goes up. I'm ready to go. I think a lot of people have that. And so I can't blame. I'm glad that he's aware of it. When I get competitive, I get mean and I don't like that part of it. The dad thing is fascinating. No doubt about it. He and his brother both are behaving the way we all do. We're all, if you want to know why everybody's screwed up, look at their childhood, right?
Absolutely.
Most people, that's where it stems from.
Well, I would say this. Look at now this is an overgeneralization. But watch documentaries on successful people, right? And most of them have daddy or parent issues. They do. I was watching the A-Rod one on the airplane on the way over. I don't know if you've watched it was either on HBO, but it was like Alex and A-Rod, like how he was Alex Rodriguez, and then when he got the big contract in Texas, the play-by-play announcer called him A-Rod, and it stuck, and it kind of took on. But his dad abandoned him. I mean, his dad at like
Didn't know
age
that.
10, left the family, went back to New York, and basically his mom raised him. But you go through that, and good or bad, your parents seem to influence you one way or another. I think I fall into that.
We all do, Trav. Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. So, yeah, that definitely a part of what you experienced there with both of the Hurleys.
But the interesting part of the game is this for Iowa State today. It's 11:30, and I know the time shouldn't matter, but that's still pretty early. But now you have a team that literally has nothing to lose. Arizona State's like, I think they've acknowledged, hey, this is probably the last ride for Bobby Hurley, probably the last ride in an Arizona State uniform for a lot of these players, because they're going to be like, we're hitting the transfer portal. We can go out and make some noise. And
I mean, yeah, most of the roster is going to turn over because either they're going to hit the transfer portal or the new coach that comes in has to turn over the roster and bring in his guys. So, yeah, this is the last rod. That I think it could very well have an impact. Two things. Iowa State is, as we talked about the other day, kind of locked in. You know they're in the tournament.
Yes.
They could lose this game by 100, and it's not going to affect whether they're a 3 seed, something like that. So you just beat this team by, 30, it felt like? What was the final score of that game the other night? Here, hold on.
It was close early on, but I forget what the final score was. It ended up being.
It was a 20-point game.
Yeah,
21-point game. 86-65. Felt like a 30-point game. You're playing at 11:30 on Wednesday. I could see that, and you've got a team that is playing with their back against the wall, a bunch of guys who see the light at the end of the tunnels, the train running them over.
And those are dangerous teams because they're like, okay.
They're still Division I athletes, really good ball players with a really good coach. Well, I mean, again, a guy who knows ball got to that point.
He'll coach again. Somebody will hire Bobby Hurley.
Oh, yeah.
Now, may not be at a Power 5 school. He may have to go to a mid-major conference, but somebody will hire Bobby Hurley.
Yep.
And then he'll win there and then get another shot at a Power 5 job. That's my prediction. But, yeah, a game like this scares me. I think Iowa State wins, but it's one of those, okay, they've acknowledged it. They aren't hiding from it. They aren't being defiant about it. Like, yep, I addressed my team, talked about the report, said, I know the guy who wrote it, got a good source.
I admire that, and I don't say that much about the Hurleys, but I admire that he addressed it, and I do think that could make this team a pretty dangerous team. It's an 11.5-point spread. It could go both ways, Trav. They might come out and be checked out.
Well, and that's because you just played yesterday, so. Look what happened to Belmont and Drake, right? I mean, Drake got a little bit of a momentum and pulls off the upset. Upsets aren't unheard of, I should say. What do you think the reaction of Iowa State fans would be if they lost on a Wednesday?
I don't think it would be too bad. I really don't. I don't know. I
probably disappointment.
517-2303. If you're a Cyclone fan, how do you think you would feel? You want your team to win. You never go into a game, especially against a bad team like Arizona State. It'd be a bad loss. You don't want one of those. You don't want to feel that way going into the tournament. Don't want to leave that as the last impression on Sunday when they're making decisions.
The disappointment would be they've planned Wednesday through Saturday in Kansas City.
The personal vacation part of it.
You're like, I took the time off. I guess I could stay and watch the games, but
Tyler makes
games.
Tyler, our resident Panther fan, makes a good point. Remember, bracketology might have him playing in the first round. He thinks the Cyclones are looking ahead to UNI. They're looking past Arizona State, prepping for them Panthers. That's my claw. That's my cat claws.
Besides Iowa State and Arizona State, other games you have today, Cincinnati will play UCF. Cincinnati beat Utah yesterday, 73-66. BYU will play West Virginia. They beat K-State 105-91. So K-State can get busy hiring a coach. And Oklahoma State will play TCU. The Cowboys beat Colorado 92-17. to 83. In the Big Ten tournament yesterday, you had Maryland beat Oregon. Oregon only scored 12 points in the first half.
They're bad. Dude,
They are
they're bad.
so bad, which is this would be the first time, what I say, in almost 20 years that Dana Altman hasn't had a 20-win season. I mean, bad. Now, they had a great second half, made a comeback, scored 46 in the second half, but or 48, not enough to get it done.
They've had a couple of halves like that this year that are just, they can't find the bucket.
Burer asks us, Altman on the hot seat. No. You're talking, this is the only time in his entire tenure at Oregon that he hasn't had a 20-win season. The only time. He's gone to Elite Eights, Final Fours. He's been a pretty consistent regular in the NCAA tournament. You're given a one-year pass. Now,
the only time you're not given a one-year pass after success, like Steve Prohm, when going winless in conference, when the expectations were to be competitive, that's the type of stuff that you can lose your job in a year. I'm with you. I don't think did the burner get turned on? Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Is he good this offseason? Yes. Is there a lot of pressure next year to be really good? You're at freaking Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have zero excuses.
Yeah, it's not like you don't have NIL money to go dispose of and go get players. Now, he dealt with a lot of injuries. I get that. And he'll lose players too, right? There will be players that will leave, so he'll have to replenish. But everybody's in that. You gave me that stat earlier in the week. We were just having a conversation off the air about the number of SEC schools, was it, that had like players that had been at all 4 years?
Not schools, players.
Players.
In the entire conference, players. One SEC player celebrated senior night at the school he started his college career at. One player in the conference. There were only like 10 in the entire Big Ten, and they had the most. In the Power 5, Travis, it was something like under 20 seniors celebrated senior night at the school they started at. But don't worry, we're going to get an executive order to take things back to 1987. I should have just said 84. So that we don't have to worry about this anymore, and everybody get and.
Well, you can't shut off the spigot. An executive order is not going to shut. That's going to be shut down. The Supreme Court's already ruled these guys could make money. You're not going to. An executive order isn't going to shut off the fire hose. I mean, do you think it's going to?
No, no. I hope I was dripping with sarcasm there, trying to. How important? Now, do you want to wait? We got a lot to talk about with the Hawkeye game. I suppose wait till 7 o'clock for that because I was just about to ask about that. All right, so let me ask you then. Before I get to that, a question I'm going to ask you about the Hawks later anyway. I'm giving you the 11.5 points is the spread for tonight for Iowa State. Arizona State or Iowa State if I give you the points?
I'm going to take Iowa State.
Going to give the points? I think this is one of those situations where Arizona State could keep it close.
I think they keep it close, but then they run out of gas and they foul late, and Iowa State gets over that 11.5 point.
Trav, that's a good that's a good vision of how this could play out because Iowa State's so talented that if they are up 10 with 4 minutes to play, it's going to be real easy for Arizona State to give up.
Yeah, because then you're like, okay, this season's over. We're out. We're checking out.
Yeah, this is why I don't bet.
I don't blame you, man.
This morning I'd have been like, oh, yeah, Arizona State's going to play on fire, back against the wall. And now I think you're probably right. I could absolutely see that.
Ryan says 11.5 with this team on the road is big. It's not on the road. It's home. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You confused me for a second. I was like, is it Hilton?
No. Well, Hilton South. I mean, how many Iowa State fans are going to be there? There's going to be a lot.
Way more than Arizona State.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many people are going to drive north to?
Burer asked if Bennett Sturtz made first-team All-Big Ten. He did not. He was a second-team All-Big Ten selection. Peyton Sanford, former Hawkeye, was a first-team All-Big Ten selection. Okay. There's just a lot of – I mean, do I think Bennett Sturtz – yeah, I think he's good enough to – but there's so many good players in the Big Ten. And then look where Iowa finished in the – you know, they're the number 9 seed. Not saying it's fair. And first and second team all conference stuff there's a lot of politics that goes involved in with it. But he was a second teamer according to the Big Ten. Were you going to ask me the same? Because what's Iowa? What's their point spread? Are you
well, I thought we can get to that. But yeah, okay. That's the same. I'll give you a teaser. It's the same. Hawks are 11.5 point favorites over the Terrapins in their 11 a.m. tip-off today on Peacock.
Peacock. You know, why am I paying for the Peacock? Because Peacock, all the games are on YouTube TV now. I'm like, well, I'm paying for the Peacock because I needed to get the Peacock games, but all the Peacock games are on YouTube TV, and I'm like, now I'm overpaying.
We all are.
We don't want you to overpay for your next home loan. Trust Gary Presnall from Northwest Bank to get you the best deal possible. Best rate possible. He's a mortgage banker, has been for over 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, and IFA first-time buyer loans and conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get you your loan pre-approved in less than 30 minutes, and it can happen after hours during the week and weekends. He's the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker and has been the past 8 years. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Shake off winter damage to your vehicle with our spring pothole special. Harsh weather and rough roads can throw your vehicle out of alignment and wreak havoc on your tires and suspension. But we've got you covered. For a limited time, enjoy 20% off an alignment and tire rotate and balance service. Designed to restore smooth handling, extend tire life, and improve overall safety. Let us help you drive into spring with confidence, comfort, and savings. Visit us today at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Land Rover of Des Moines. Up to $5,000 off remaining 2025 models with fresh Land Rover inventory arriving weekly. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and, of course, leave your comments in the comments section. Follow us on our social media channels and call the show at 515-517-2303. Crossing my fingers today, Ross. I think my new phone should be arriving today. It gave me a window of between the 10th and the 13th, so I know I still have a couple days, but I'm hoping that it comes today because I really need it. I really need my phone for a number of different reasons, but I need my phone.
What are you missing it most for?
Just being able to access anything because of
No. Specifically, if I gave you your phone right now, what's the first thing you're doing?
Best fiends.
I knew it. That's why I asked. I knew it. I could see it. You're jonesing. You're chasing a dragon, dude. You're addicted.
Ken says, any good takeaways from not having a phone? Yeah, I mean, you're probably a little more productive. People aren't bothering you. You're not death scrolling. You're not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things that happen. And again, my life wouldn't have changed that much if I didn't need the phone to get into some certain accounts, because they either send you a text or you have to, hit a number or use your fingerprint to get in. So I can't even access my work email from here because it's on a 2-person authentication. So, yeah, but the good part is, can't do anything about it. Hey, I tried to call you. Don't have a phone. Hey, you missed the meeting. Couldn't see the calendar, so sorry.
I could feel it, though. When you were talking about Authenticator the other day, I was like, there's something else. There's something else he's really missing from that phone. What is it? Oh,
can I ask another question?
Yeah.
And if there's an Amazon driver out there, and specifically FedEx, if you're a FedEx driver,
I know a FedEx driver.
I need to know this, okay? Because we have wine coming from Italy, right? And when you have wine that is coming, you have to be 21 years or older to sign for said package. Well, they told us they were going to be here on Monday. They didn't show up. We get an email say, "Hey, we're going to show up before 8 p.m." They don't even give us, the between 1 and 3. They say, "We'll be there before 8 p.m." Well, I work and my wife works. So we put a sign on the door, Ross, that says, "Hey, FedEx," and it's big. "FedEx, please deliver the package to the house across the street or to the house next door." They know it's coming. They didn't do it. They just said, "We're going to try again tomorrow." And my question is, why would, and they put it on our sign instead of, not acting like they didn't see it. They literally put their, "Hey, you weren't here today, So we're going to try again tomorrow with no time reference for it. I have to work. My wife has to work. It's a bit frustrating when our neighbors have willingly said, we'll accept and sign for said package.
So your question would be to the drivers, why can't they do that?
Yeah, why would you ignore a sign that says, hey, FedEx, please go deliver?
Okay, because what if, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, what if a neighbor went and just put that sign on your door? I mean, obviously they'd have to know that you were getting wine deliveries, but
and they'd have to know I'd get a FedEx package.
I don't know. Yeah, the Irish just wrote the same thing. He says, from the driver's perspective, couldn't the neighbor have put the sign up? I have a buddy that's a FedEx driver. But I don't know if he's still a driver. He might have been moved. But anyway, I can ask if there's why your wine delivery doesn't get. I agree. This is an atrocity.
First world problem that we have here. Just thought I would ask.
I've noticed the last couple of days, my neighbor, because in my neighborhood, the mailman walks around. We don't have mailboxes we have the least efficient mail delivery system on the planet. Like it's the 1800s. We literally have a person walk around our neighborhood, put the mail on everybody's doorstep, right? And the last couple of days, I've noticed he's had like a lady walking with him. Walks about 15 feet behind him with a clipboard. I'm like, oh.
Is he getting graded?
Oh, no, I want to ask him, but she's right there. So I can't be like, hey, do you know your mailman?
I do not. I don't. I used to know in our first house, used to know the mailman. And I'll be honest with you, it's like a different person every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the same person every day. I don't know why that is.
Matt gets Wednesdays off. That's how well I know my
wow, you know him really well.
Oh, yeah. We're buddies.
Is that back in the days that, hey, Matt, how come I'm not getting any mail?
We're buddies. Oh, I did get some pictures of the bird feeder, or the Luann sent me photos of the hummingbird feeder on the table. Remember they were having dinner and the hummingbird feeder was at the dinner table? And a friend of mine wrote and said, ship your wine to the office, you dumbass. Oh, that's a good idea too. Could you do that?
Yeah. Well, everybody's saying, get on the app. I can't.
Maybe today. Once the FedEx delivery happens or it's an Amazon delivery.
No, it's a
phone.
FedEx. Yeah.
The phone's getting delivered on Amazon though, right?
That might be FedEx too. I don't, or it might be UPS. I have no clue.
Whatever. Right.
Google's just let me know the phone's on the way.
Good luck to you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. We're all.
You know what I miss most about not having a phone?
Best
are the
fiends.
random phone calls from you.
Oh. Yeah. Yesterday it would have been, but before we get to the Hawkeye game, yesterday it would have been, dude, go to Hulu, watch this documentary on Dr. Phil. It's a two-parter. They're 45 minutes apiece. Takes an hour and a half to get through it. What a piece of crap.
Now, Oprah made him, right? I mean, Oprah kind of made him
launched
famous.
him. Yeah. Because he was her legal guru in some lawsuit. And then, yeah, and obvious stuff. It's one of those things that you watch it and you go, oh yeah, I knew that was happening. I just didn't ever know it. You know, you knew that what they were doing was just using people and monetizing their human tragedy.
So he's not a nice guy, is what you're saying.
I mean, again, could you find reports about everybody out there? You could find a group of people that don't like me and tell you what a horrible human I am. So, but it ain't a good look. I'll just say that. Several employees, lots of guests come out and say this will left me in a wake of crap in my life. And honestly, I've known a few people who have had reality TV experiences in their life, and most of them have said that. Most of them have said it was a disaster. Wish I wouldn't have done it.
Back when I was on television, I was on a CBS affiliate, And we did this Dr. Phil promotion. I actually brought him out on stage, but we had winners who met with him, and it was fake because he's like, hey, it was like a weight loss thing. It was a mother-daughter weight loss thing. And he's like, okay, if you do this, I'm going to come back and meet one-on-one with you, and they did it. And he was like, I'm not coming back.
That's what con men do. I thought my whole life that con man meant you were a convict. I thought it meant you were an ex-con if you were a con man. Do you know that's not what con man comes from? Do you know
what's it come from?
Confidence.
Oh.
A con man, and I'm not trying to get political, but a con man is somebody who says something with confidence and you believe it.
Humphrey brings up a good point. Isn't that what most businesses do? Use people to make a profit?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What most people don't do, Humphrey, is monetize the tragic part of people's lives. Use it in that way. Are human beings, are we slaves? Yes, we are. Yeah. You got to go to work and you got to go and somebody's going to make a profit off your 9 to 5. You're right about that, Humphrey. That's not what this was. This was an abuse of, they were lying to people. Just like Travis said, there's a lot of like, hey, come do this thing. We're going to give you the best care. And then he'd be on Oprah. And Oprah would say, people that go on Dr. Phil's show, they get a lifetime of mental health care. He sent them out the door in a cab. So anyway,
is this on
it's
Hulu
called
or Netflix?
Dirty Rotten Scandals. It's a E, right? The Entertainment Network, E.
Yeah.
They've created this series. They did one a couple on Tyra Banks. Remember she had that show, America's Next Top Model?
Yes.
Yeah, it turns out turns out they weren't so nice to them gals either.
Big shock. Well, look at there's a Biggest Loser documentary out there. All those people put the weight back on.
That's another one that's out there.
And how Jillian and the other dude weren't the nicest people in the world. So the Hawks play at 11. They are an 11.5-point favorite against Maryland. These two teams split the season series. Iowa won at home earlier in the year. Just a couple of weeks ago, Iowa lost at Maryland. We called that a really, really bad loss. So, I mean, we remember when that happened. That was a bad, bad loss.
And it still is. When it happened. That's a bad loss. Hawkeyes have to fix that. You do not want to go into Sunday having, would it be, because they're riding 3 straight losses right now, or is it 4
straight losses?
Three straight?
And everywhere I look, they're not on a bubble anywhere, right? They're still kind of firmly on a 9 seed in most places. And I think they're going to make the NCAA tournament. God.
I think they're in, but you don't want to, that just like we were talking about with Iowa State, that you don't want Sunday when they're making those decisions Saturday night, Sunday into where you're going to fall. You don't want them to look at it and go, this is what just happened. And you certain for the Hawkeyes, you don't want it to be 4 straight losses and the last one being, which would be another bad loss. Maryland's 4-16 in the conference this year. You win this game. Hawks are 11.5-point favorites. This is the one where I give the points. Hawks win this game by 15.
Well, and I think the big question is, how many does Bennett Sturts have? Because Bennett's got to, I still believe, even against Maryland, he's got to go for over 20. He's got to go for 20 every night.
No, Travis, you don't have the production outside of that. There's nobody else. There ain't nobody else that can come through the gate and go for 25 or 30 and pick up all that extra weight. Yeah, you need him to have. Listen, can they win the game if he gets 16, 18? Yes. Are you going to have 4 other guys getting double figures? Yep. And you're also going to have to hold Maryland to about 58.
Which they can do that.
Yeah. So you can win this game without Bennett Sturts getting to 20. I think that it's a lot easier if he does, though, right?
Well,
a lot more fun, too.
And the reason, I mean, this is a fast turnaround from Maryland. They played at 5 o'clock last night, so you get down at 7, and then you turn around and play at 11 o'clock in the morning. That if it would have been, hey, we played at 5, we're playing at 5 again, that's 24 hours of recovery. You don't even have 24 hours of recovery here. You're back on the court. That's why I think you got to deliver a knockout blow, like right, just punch him in the mouth. Don't let him hang around because adrenaline is a crazy thing.
You mentioned Drake in that second round matchup against Belmont. You get that win, you get a little bit momentum, things start to go your way. By the way, Maryland falls into that exact same category that Arizona State does. Back against the wall. This is it. That group of seniors ain't getting drafted. This is it. And so you play with that back against the wall type of thing. But the Hawkeyes have to have a little bit of that as well, man. I mean, so again, I think that they do. I look for the Hawks to come out, play well, win by 15.
I like what you just said there is that they have to have a little bit, because the message would be don't take anything for granted, meaning don't just assume you're in the tournament even if you lose, right? I mean, assume that you need to win to make it. Were you surprised Bennett Sturts wasn't a first-team All-Big Ten selection?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think that's that thing that we always talk about, how the local bias that we have. I've watched all year long, and my buddy Mark Charter and our friend Jeff Klein have had a bet all year about Bennett Sturts being a lottery pick, and so that's something that, as you know, I've kind of been keeping an eye on some of those mock draft things to see where he was. And at one point, just a month ago, he was showing up in that 15 range on NBA mock drafts. The last couple weeks have not gone well. He's slid down. I thought he would be a first team Big Ten. As soon as it was announced, they looked at it and said, oh yeah, okay, makes more sense. Second team, right?
Second team.
Yeah.
Only Hawkeyes
and several people have
any of the list.
Several people have mentioned this, because I didn't know this, Travis. Apparently he made the media first team. Okay, I didn't see that.
So I use the one, there's so many of them out there. I go to the Big Ten website. If it's on the Big Ten website, to me, that's the official one, right? I mean, it's like, that's the Big Ten. So Bryce Sanford, also a first team selection, and he earned that. I mean, what's that?
Don't care. Sorry. Local kid, I should. Remember the Harrison Barnes thing. Man, why didn't we? Out of sight, out of mind.
He's hard to be out of mind when he scores the way he does. Guy just flat out plays. I tell you what, here, and you can have that
He's
feeling.
good, and I'm not rooting against him. I don't mean that to sound the way it is. It's more just a smart ass thing of like, it's not a Hawkeye.
But here's what I'm surprised about is that, would he have been that type of player under Fran McCaffrey? Would he have even been the type of player? Because I watched him this year going, where was this? Yeah, so I'm wondering if it was just the right system for him to get in to thrive. Would he have thrived in a slow down, methodical offense like Ben McCollum? I don't know if Fran McCaffrey used him, but never once did I think Bryce Sanford, when he played for Fran McCaffrey, was going to be a first team all-conference selection.
Yeah, right.
So
here's what I'd say about, remember Fran's offenses specifically were very good at featuring a scorer. And if you could fill it up, they were very good at getting that guy the ball and getting him his opportunities. So I think offensively, would he have been the player? It's very unfair to Fred Hoiberg to say, oh yeah, he'd have had this exact same success under Ben McCollum or Fran McCaffrey. I don't think that, and especially McCollum. Completely different system now. Would it change the roster? Would McCollum have adjusted that system a bit because he'd have had a Bryce Sanford? Yes. Worked out for him. Worked out great for him. Worked out great for Fred. Working out really well for Nebraska. But like him being a first team all Big, it means as much to me as a Purdue guy being first team Big Ten, or a Michigan State guy, or
Niedermeyer dead.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Right.
God.
I didn't mean it to sound, I really didn't, because he's a local kid, and I am rooting, again, not rooting against him. I shouldn't say I'm rooting for him. I'm not rooting against him. I've loved to see his success, but that's just that my instinct right away. Bennett Sturts was second team. All right. Well, that's the end of that then. No reason to look at the first team because the guy that I care about was second team.
Do you see Bam Adebayo last night?
Oh my gosh, dude.
83 points.
Bam Adebayo now in the same sentence as Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. We're sandwiched right between them. Second highest point total of all time in an NBA game last night. And it's Bam Adebayo. Legendary score.
83. He was 20 of 43 from the field and set an NBA record for free throw makes and free throw attempts, 36 of 43 from the line.
36 of 43.
Yes.
That's insane.
Now,
by the way, that's a great line. 36 of 43. That's really good shooting. That's really good shooting. He had 43 free throw attempts in a game.
Now, Miami beat the Wizards 150 to 129. There was some criticism, Ross, about not taking him out of the game. Like the game was in control and they didn't take him out. I think once you know you're close to the record, I have no problem with a team keeping a guy in to keep or try to hit that mark. You're not going to beat Wilt, but you go, okay, we can surpass Kobe. Let's see how high we can get this. Do you have a problem with somebody keeping somebody in at that point? Now, if you're and he ain't Ryan puts out. We're not comparing him to Kobe Bryant. We're not comparing him to Wilt Chamberlain. The deal is when it comes to scoring.
That's why it's a joke. Look at the line. Look at the box score line. Travis, so you said his free throw attempts, he was 36 of 43? Right? Do you have the line? Do you have the box score in front of you?
I can bring it up. And he was 7 of 22 from behind the 3-point line.
He shot 22 3-pointers. That's a Grinnell box score. He was 20 of 43 from the field. No other Miami Heat player got up 10 shots throughout the game. No other Heat player played more than 30 minutes.
He played 42. He did have, 9 rebounds? Guy still had 3 assists. That's impressive.
And 5 turnovers. It's a joke. It's a joke. Even you saw the players last night. You could have convinced me that was highlights from an exhibition. You could have convinced me that was some sort of all-star game festivity thing. And then he's checking out of the game. The dudes are dabbing him up. You're like, what?
It is
83 points. Amazing.
Because if this would have been LeBron, it would be a bigger deal because it's LeBron, right?
It would be like Kobe's 81-point game.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to. I know that for guys that are our age and younger, for our audience, there's some people that hold Kobe in high regard. I don't knock holding Kobe in high regard. But a lot of people would look at it and go, no, Kobe's 81 was way different than this. It was. It was way different than this. It was kind of the same. If you nailed it. If this had been LeBron, first of all, LeBron's got enough hate out there that I think that there would be people that would be like, this was all a setup.
There's some truth to that. Give him one more before he goes.
I would be on here going, LeBron did not score 83 last night. But this is funny because we were just hitting the anniversary last week when you were gone. I mentioned to Justin, hey, it's the anniversary of Wilt Chamberlain scoring that 100 points in a game. And Justin was like, well, come on, Ross, you know the conspiracy theory there. He didn't really score 100 points in that game.
What do you
There's a conspiracy theory out there because there's no video of it, but there were a lot of people in the arena, and he played against, a team and with a bunch of guys who all said, yeah, he scored 100 points that night. And then you watch this and you go, oh, that's Bam Adebayo, who's a big dude. He's not a foot taller than everybody else out there on the court. So Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points, I don't know how you can watch last night and not go, oh, yeah, if you're just a little bit better and a little bit more dominant, and your team lets you get up 43 field goal attempts. He shot 22 threes.
Shot 43 free throws. See the NBA fined Luka Doncic $50,000.
I did not see this. What am I missing there?
He did after he was, I think, called for a foul. He made a money gesture to the referee, indicating that he was paid off.
I like it.
I knew you'd like it.
That's a no-no. So the league says, pay us your money, huh?
That's a big fine. 50 grand's a lot. And I think because look what's happening in sports now. We're going through, we just talked about it yesterday with the Jalen Smith thing, is that you've got enough people think that games are rigged. The last thing you need is a player accusing an official, and they're like, yeah, you can't do that.
Key money. He what was Johnny Manziel? What was Johnny's, he had a nickname. Come on. Well, Johnny Manziel had the nickname. Come on, Ross. Somebody in the chat's going to fire that one up. I do want to clarify something because we don't have Justin with us anymore. But Charter is our new Justin, apparently.
Okay.
He just wrote in. He said, hey, slight correction on the term con man. It isn't just from speaking confidently. It comes from the ability to gain someone's confidence or trust and then ripping them off. Important clarification there. So not just speaking with confidence, which a lot of people do and back it up. It's speaking with confidence in, lying to people. Johnny Football. Man, I had a different name in my head of when he was doing the money.
Yeah, because I was thinking money. I'm like, I can't remember it, but Johnny Football is what they call it.
We should have called him Money Manziel. It should have been it right there. It's right there. Ball was at the rim.
There's going to be a lot of basketball today. That means you might as well go get yourself something to drink and drink all day long while you're watching those basketball games. If you're looking for the best selection of spirits in Iowa, you can go to Central City Liquors in Des Moines because they have you covered with over 150 single malts, 50-plus bourbons, and hundreds of vodka varieties. Whether it's beer, wine, specialty spirits, or that hard-to-find bottle when you've been hunting for, they've got it. Great prices, friendly service, and deals you won't find anywhere else. That's Central City Liquors. Stop by, raise a glass this morning, this afternoon, and tonight. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus, and I want to take a moment and tell you about our Willis Automotive Pothole Special for the month of March. Take advantage of our 20% discount on the tire rotation, balance, and alignment through the month of March. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Largest selection of German beer in the world, you'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's pothole season, which is why now we're offering a 20% discount when you purchase a tire rotation, balance, and alignment. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Take a step back in time at the High Life Lounge, a retro corner tavern packed with vintage vibes and that old school energy that feels like hanging out with good friends. This isn't your average lunch or dinner stop. It's classic beers like Miller High Life, hams, and Pabst paired with comfort favorites like roasted chicken, cheeseburger baskets, and bacon-wrapped tater tots, all at prices that keep you that makes it easy to come back. Whether you're on a laid-back lunch break or grabbing dinner with friends, High Life Lounge delivers nostalgia you can taste and a vibe that never, ever goes out of style. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Ross, Team USA in the World Baseball Classic got beat by Italy. They were down 8-0. They were down 8-0 and had to rally to get beat 8-6. They got beat by Italy. Now, when I think of baseball,
you don't think of Italy, that powerhouse.
Italy's 3-0.
Yeah,
and now Team USA is a little worried. Not a little worried; they're a lot worried.
There's I don't want to say a very good there's a possibility that they won't advance to that quarterfinal round. They need there's got to be some hoops to jump through here, right? And you know exactly how this plays out because Italy and Mexico now play, and it's like Mexico needs to win and score more than 4 runs or something.
No, less than. So here's what so if Italy wins, the United States is in. If Mexico wins, it goes to the tiebreaker, which is most runs scored and most defensive outs. I think I'm getting this right. So if Mexico scores 5 runs or more, I think Team USA is in. However, if Mexico beats Italy like 4-1, Mexico is in. It's a crazy tiebreaker.
Did you also see, Trav, in the story about America's manager, Mark DeRosa?
Yes.
Did you, so he's on MLB Network yesterday with Harold Reynolds, and he says, "Hey, we're still going to try to win, even though our ticket to the quarterfinals is already punched. We still want to win, even though we're advancing." that was not the case, obviously, as we're describing. They get to the ball. He gets to the ballpark and somebody grabs him and says, "Hey, coach, we're listening. You're wrong. We're not guaranteed to be in." But then you look at how they kind of handled the game. Again, the Wet got down 8-0. You're going to manage that game a little bit differently. But it has a very weird series of events when the manager that morning is like, "Yeah, we're in." No, you had to win that, needed to win that game to lock yourself in. So,
and Berger's not wrong. He says tough to win when you're hungover. He called them out because they were partying the night before. After they beat Mexico, they stayed in the clubhouse and drank it up. Well, they're grown men, but you can only party so much. I mean, if Team USA doesn't make the quarterfinals, don't you think the interest in the World Baseball Classic just falls off the cliff?
Plummets. Will we talk about it at all? I mean, the only thing we've talked about is the day after the U.S. plays on TV, with not a lot of other stuff happening, by the way. That's the only time we've talked about it. So if they're out of it, yeah, we're... And yeah, they beat Mexico. That was really the one they cared about, obviously. Very clearly, that was the one that they cared about.
You know why? Because they thought Italy has baseball. They play baseball in Italy.
Mike Piazza still on the team?
Vinny Franconi, Giuseppe. You know, I'm making up Italian names at this point, but
oh, really? Those guys? I thought you were doing the who's on first for the Italian.
I mean, would it be the equivalent if they didn't make? And I'm just asking you this, and maybe I'm stretching way too far. Maybe I'm overthinking the World Baseball Classic now. But if they don't make the quarterfinal knockout round, would that be equivalent to like Team USA basketball not winning a gold medal in the Olympics?
Yeah. Not quite equivalent to that, but similar. I mean, not even making the quarterfinal round. I think that's a fair thing to say that was supposed to be a given. Sometimes, like the USA basketball team, it's a given that they're going to win the gold medal or should win the gold medal. I think that's fair. So,
I mean, because even yesterday when we were talking about the win against Mexico, I was like, well, they're playing Italy next. You know, I was one of those guys that just like, they're playing Italy. There's no way Italy is going to beat Team USA in baseball.
Do you know how, Travis, do you guys in Nebraska, do you have like a great Iowa, do you have a great treasure hunt? In Iowa, we have the Great Iowa Treasure Hunt, which is this thing where you have, if there are unclaimed funds waiting for you, you can go when you're at the fair, you can go to the state treasurer's little depot and punch your name in there and find out if you've got money waiting for you out there. There are millions of dollars in unclaimed funds in every state, and they accumulate in hundreds of different ways, but there are literally millions of dollars of unclaimed funds in each state. Did you know that's how Ohio planned on building the Browns' new stadium?
Just taking everybody's money?
Well, I mean, that's how taxes work. But no, they were specifically going to use the unclaimed funds to help construct a new domed stadium for the Cleveland Browns. And a judge yesterday blocked that, stepped in and said, no, that's not what that's supposed to be used for.
So it was like finders keepers, like, hey, if nobody's going to claim this, we're just going to take it and build a dome stadium?
There's a class action lawsuit that argues that provisions of Ohio's 2-year, $60 billion budget, it takes $1 billion from the state's unclaimed funds account to pay for the stadium that the Haslam Sports Group is planning for suburban Brook Park, south of Cleveland.
Stop right there. There's $1 billion worth of unclaimed funds in the Ohio billion.
It says Ohio's 2-year, $60 billion budget that took $1 billion from the state's unclaimed funds account. So, Travis, there's north of $1 billion. They were just going to take $1 billion from the unclaimed funds account to pay for the stadium. This is from MSN.com. I found this through the AP. Litigation challenges specific budget provisions that diverted more than $1 billion in unclaimed funds to create an Ohio Cultural and Sports Facility Performance Grant Fund and designate $600 billion for the Browns as its first grant. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost said it's reviewing the decision and determining the next steps.
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, and you may not know the answer. Why are these funds unclaimed? Meaning, if you have my name, if you have my social security number, why don't you just send me the check? And if I do go claim, do I get to go, okay, how long has it been sitting there? Do I get the interest that you've made off this said money for the last several years?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that the answer to 2 helps you lead to the answer for 1. No, you don't get the interest. Why isn't the state eager to give that money back to you? Because they make an interest. Money.
I get the died thing. I get the moved thing. But like when my mom passed away, I just had all the mail forwarded to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I know. And I about every 4 or 5 years, I remember as I'm walking through the Varied Industries building, the very interesting building, and you walk over and you're like, oh, hey, and you punch your name in, no money. No, turns out you owe the state. It turns you punch your name in, sirens go off, people collapse on you.
Wonder what the biggest claim anybody's ever captured was.
Oh, that'd be a fun one to know.
It's kind of like Antique Roadshow. You think that's not worth anything. This is in the upwards of $30,000.
Do you see Booker? Marshalltown Booker says they also make it nearly impossible to claim them as well. I know this firsthand. I did not know that.
So if it's unclaimed money and they make it impossible to claim, then what's the point?
What do you think's going on with the Raiders announced yesterday that the Ravens have backed out of the trade agreement?
Failed a physical.
Max Crosby. But I mean, what?
Or is it an FU to the?
That's why I'm asking. I mean, I don't know.
The Raiders were going to get a first-round pick this year, and I think a first-round pick next year with the trade.
I see. I'm glad I asked you about that. That one, when I saw that yesterday, it just always surprises me. Failed the physical. Like too high? He's too physical? What do you find out? How's a guy like that fail? I just didn't. I saw that. No further details were provided. Raiders announcement. League sources told ESPN that the Ravens just backed out because of medical concerns that arose during the physical. I think this comes from this would be a good one for. I wish we had Dr. Sullivan's brain, dude. Be like, what? Think they detect a knee injury coming?
Could be. I mean, you're getting ready to make a hefty investment in somebody. You're giving up, 2 first-round draft picks, and you kind of have to go, do we think he's going to make it? And you just took our center.
I hadn't calculated the Linderbaum thing into it. I love that you brought that up. That I hadn't even considered that. I love it. I love it. Brilliant. Travis, do you remember the knuckleballer R.A. Dickey? Pitched for the Rangers. He was one of the last true knuckleballers, okay? And there was a really good documentary called Knuckleball. And when R.A. Dickey was in college, he was a part of the USA Baseball Olympic team. And USA Baseball, they had an amazing pitching staff that one particular year. I think it was even like Rick Ankiel, R.A. Dickey, had a couple of dudes that were just beasts. And they took a photo of these guys and put it on the cover of Baseball America magazine and said, hey, look at these great young arms that we have. Well, a doctor noticed something when he looked at the picture. That R.A. Dickey had a muscle in his elbow that was in the wrong place. Seriously, saw a picture on a magazine cover, reached out to him and said, hey, heads up, you're going to have a massive arm injury coming your way. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can see this muscle is out of place in your elbow, and you're going to end up losing your fastball.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, my God. There he is. I know who that is.
Hey,
the man who,
what is
man
going
who
on
needs
with
no
your
introduction.
phones?
What do you mean what's going on with my phone?
I can't listen to the thing. I don't know what's going on. Something's weird, but anyway, how are we doing, fellas?
It's been a while, Derek. Where you been?
Well, work schedule kind of changed. I don't get that morning break, but you know what? I said to hell with it. I'm at work right now.
There's the forklift.
I'll make the rules when I call in from now on, I guess. Not my employer. I run this damn show anyway. How we doing, fellas? March Madness is here.
Hey, buddy, how important is today to win for the Cyclones? Let's just run through it here. Cyclones lose today.
Again.
Unbelievable. He lost us. Is he just losing me? Travis,
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear me. Ask him how he's going to feel if the Cyclones lose.
All right. Well, Hawkeyes, don't fear. You had the Christ of Carver, Ben McCollum, the greatest coach in our generation at the helm. You'll run through that Big Ten tournament.
Now you're just.
I don't see you losing to anybody.
Now you're being mean. How would you feel if the Cyclones lost today, Derek?
I really wouldn't care because we're on a downward trend, bud. Same thing for the last 3 or 4 years. Come out of the gate, all the national people are talking about is cutting down all the damn nets, and we limp into the postseason. Ugh. I don't know. I don't understand. Something's got to change. You got a habit. You got to change it to make it better or something.
You got to get rid of the coach. Got to get somebody that can get you to the finish line.
Balance like Fox News. If my team sucks, I'll let you know.
All right, Derek.
You think this team? You think the team sucks? He can't hear me. He can't hear me. I forget that he can't hear me.
I don't know what.
Hey,
I don't
guess
know
what?
What?
Guess what, fellas? I'm getting paid a lot of money to talk to the Rush. This is a good deal.
See you, Derek.
See ya.
I don't know what the problem is. I have no clue. That's why I need my phone back, because I've had to go to I'm running on backup generator.
Syracuse had a I don't want to make light of it, but to localize it and let people know, Syracuse had a little bit of a Dr. Ian Roberts situation. Now, not nearly as checkered of a past and history and all that, but Syracuse had a player that got detained by ICE.
They showed up at the ACC tournament.
They showed up at the the way I understand this, Trav, was that they had a player detained at the tournament. Now, it's a strange situation. Okay, he was arrested 4 different times on campus. And that's why ICE is detaining him, because he's here on a visa and he's been arrested 4 different times. So red flags go off and they go and find out what's going on. He had been arrested 4 different times on campus. Okay. December 17th. Okay. December 17th, he's charged with resisting arrest and disorderly conduct and is arrested by police near the JMA Wireless Dome. Then on January 30th, he's charged with resisting arrest and disorderly conduct, arrested at Newhouse. The next day, January 31st, he's charged with 3rd-degree criminal trespass and arrested at Newhouse. 2 weeks later, on February 28th, charged with 2 counts of 3rd-degree criminal trespass. He was released on a pretrial supervision, but did not show for a scheduled court appearance on February 23rd, leading to his arrest and referral to ICE. He played forward for the Orange from. He wasn't arrested. I'm sorry, Trav. He is not. So he wasn't arrested. He had been a part of the program.
Okay.
Okay. When we were talking about Wilt Chamberlain earlier, I pulled up. It's because Wilt's stats are like Barry Bonds stupid, right? But when I pulled up his basketball reference, it's got all the different nicknames for Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt the Stilt. That's the one that I knew, right? The Big Dipper. Dippy or Dip. They called him the Load, the Record Book, Hook and Ladder. Wilty. I wouldn't call Wilt Chamberlain Wilty.
No.
Whipper, Uncle Wilty, Goliath, Stuffer, and my two favorites, the Big Musty.
That's nasty.
The Big Musty. And Norm.
Norm?
One of his nicknames is Norm.
Is that where Gary got the name of his cat?
I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that's what it was. He was he watched the cat's prowess in the street, right? That's what it was?
Must have been. I wish I was old enough to see Wilt Chamberlain play.
Ridiculous, Travis. And like when you talk about different era, when you look at his stats, he played almost every game. In fact, every season that he didn't get hurt of his 14-year career, if he didn't get hurt, he played over 75 games and was an all-star. And every year.
We were lucky enough to see Barry Bonds play. We were lucky enough to see Michael Jordan play. Picking an era, picking a sport, is there a player you're like, man, I wish I could have watched this guy play?
Yeah. So Wilt dominating and scoring 100 points and being just so much bigger and better and athletic than other guys, that would have been a sight to see. I think one of the stats, I've mentioned this before, but when Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs back in 1920, that was more than other teams. Like the next highest guy hit like 20. He was hitting 3 times as many home runs. That'd be like a guy hitting 180 home runs right now. He was hitting 3 times as many. He hit more home runs than other teams combined to hit. That would have been neat to see.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of go through every sport. Wilt would have been one of them. Mickey Mantle, I think, would have been one for me, just because, or Joe DiMaggio, because you hear so much about it. So people are putting Bobby Orr into the hockey.
See, I just don't know enough about it to. Hockey would not be one. I saw Wayne Gretzky, and that was cool. I feel like we've seen a lot of hockey greats. I'm not knocking on Bobby Orr. Ray's a huge hockey fan, and seeing that would be. But like somebody that was so exceptional. Somebody mentioned in the chat about Wilt and his track, because he was a track star at Kansas also.
Was he a high jumper?
Go over and step over the bar. But other than that, like, can't think of one that jumps out at me that I would want to go back and track down. One for
Football? I think I've seen some really good ones in football. Because I remember from basically the mid-'70s to now, I got to see Roger Staubach. I got to see Franco Harris.
Travis, is it also fun, like, when I think of football, one of the things that I think of is I'd want to go back and watch some of those unbelievable college performances. Vince Young, when he was at Texas, those things. But, at the professional level, one of the names, Rick just wrote in and said Lawrence Taylor. For the NFL, going back and watching all cracked out LT.
Well, Joe puts a good one in there too. Pistol Pete Maravich.
Crazy. That's a fun. He's a guy that
rabbit hole.
You watch videos of him and you're just
freak of nature.
Freak. We were talking about him the other day because I was telling Eli and his buddy about Jason Williams, White Chocolate, who was the only other guy I saw that even came close to having that ball on a string thing that Pistol could do. All right, Trav, I'm going to make you come up with a parlay today.
Okay.
You got to give 11.5 point spread in both games. It's an 11 a.m. tip off for the Hawks.
Ooh. I'm going to take Iowa State in the points, and I'm going to take Maryland in the points. Iowa wins, but I'm going to take Maryland in the points.
Wow. Okay. My instinct was to go the exact opposite. This is why we don't do gambling advice.
That's right. Yeah, if you're tuning into the show for gambling advice, you're missing out.
We just did locks on both ends. Lock it up.
People like that. We're getting some good stuff just from players that you would have liked to see. OJ. Take OJ's criminal history out of it.
It's kind of hard to do that.
I got to see OJ in the latter part of his career. Don't really remember him from the early part. Walter Payton, I got to see.
I can't do it with OJ. I can't. There's something in my brain. It's like saying, Hitler his haircut was good if you can forget about the other stuff. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Earl Campbell, I got to watch.
I didn't see him. Young Shaq at LSU was dominant. In fact, Shaq in the NBA, Shaq was just a freak. That was fun to watch. Yao Ming,
not fun to watch. At least I don't think so.
Remember Yao and Yogi Berra, the commercials?
Yao.
Yo. Yao. Yo. Have a good Wednesday, brother.
Thanks, buddy. Don't forget, check out the podcast at therushradio.com. It's always playing right there. Just hit the play button, or you can find us on all your podcast channels. You can find the replay on YouTube as well. Tell a friend about us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Plenty to talk about. Again, Iowa tips off at 11 o'clock. Iowa State at 11:30. You can have the double monitor up and enjoy both games.
You're going to watch Caitlin today on True TV?
I'm going to try. I'm trying to get to that as well. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
As winter turns to spring and the world comes alive again, one thing remains true. Potholes can really mess up your day. From busted tires to knocking your alignment out of whack, hitting a pothole can cause some serious damage. For the month of March, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 20% off pothole special. This includes tire rotate, balance, and alignment package to keep you on the road. To get scheduled, give us a call or head online at willisvolvocars.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.